This is Wednesday, and you know what that means. AEWTF.
What does that mean?
And how many people on the roster do the Destroyer?
Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to put over the PWG library.
I just think that people got fooled by the blood and girls bleeding.
Oh, man, those guys are awesome.
Hello, and welcome to the AEWTF cast. I'm Tim, and I'm here with Cash, and we have a guest this week because Jason is dead from the COVID shot. So we've replaced him with Aaron Draven, a much flippier person, so that's good, I guess. And today we're going to be reviewing the March 3rd episode of Dynamite. And Shaq is wrestling, so there's that. And he wore his pajamas. He's got on sweatpants and a tank top, so that's good. But that Jade girl is jacked. And Draven, you said she had some kind of tryout?
Yeah, as far as I know, she was like a professional bodybuilder or something along those lines, an Instagram model, but she had a performance center tryout, and they just didn't pick her up. So Cody did.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, for her first match ever, I honestly thought this was pretty good. I mean, I don't know who that Red Velvet girl is or where she came from or whatever, but I thought she had a lot of charisma. Her work was decent. The back body drop Shaq gave was amazing. The chops were good.
Did either of you guys recognize Shaq doing the Brody Lee shout out before the Powerball?
I did. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I think I only recognized it though because I saw your tweet about it.
Yeah.
So I was looking for it the whole time.
Might have been Cody telling him to do it, but that was pretty fucking cool either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was Shaq crying? Why do you have like tears on his cheeks?
It's called sweat.
Streaming down his face. Was that just like from his eyeballs? He had sweaty eyeballs?
Yeah, see, when you're an athlete and you have to work hard, this wrestling stuff just comes real easy to you, so you've never had to really sweat.
So the let's go through some of the good and some of the bad in the actual match. I put Shaq was crying was one of my notes. The moonsault to the outside, like she kind of really didn't. She kind of landed on her feet and like back elbowed them, but I guess it worked.
It's better than landing on their head.
Yeah, yeah. You can speak from experience.
Hey now,
the chair shot to the back. Like, why was there no DQ? Why'd that? Like, Shaq took a chair shot to the back, and everyone's just like, yeah, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff like that. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but QT Marshall was out there in Shaq's corner, even though he didn't come out with them and had nothing to do with the match.
Yeah, it made no sense. The body slam on the floor was ridiculous by Shaq. He killed. Was it Billy Gunn's son?
Yeah.
Yeah, he killed him. The power bomb was great that Shaq did, though. I mean, he nailed that.
Shaq had a lot of like physical charisma too. Like you could tell if he did this instead of basketball, he would have probably been really good at it.
Yeah, I think so too. And like the Red Velvet was almost too tiny to set up a table.
Yeah,
that has actually happened to me before too, so I sympathize.
Hey, those tables are bigger than people think.
Did either of you guys catch that Red Velvet basically stole Trick Nasty's hometown?
No.
Her hometown is straight from your mama's kitchen.
Oh, wow. All right. The table bump was crazy ridiculous.
Amazing.
Yeah, Shaq just took it, man, like a champ. This was one of the better celebrity matches I think I've seen.
It definitely was. It was better than I ever expected. Like, because I didn't have high hopes for it.
Yeah, same here.
It didn't quite hit the highest of highs, which to me is Mayweather.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one too.
But it was pretty close. And dude's 49 years old.
Yeah,
wow,
he looked like he was like excited. I mean, he looked really excited. Like, not excited as like, jumping up and down, but you could tell that he was like really pumped to be there.
I do find
he wanted to actually.
I do find it funny that Shaq had the most experience on his team because that was Jade's first match ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Shaq,
because he's worked the Battle Royal
30 years now or something. Whenever he showed up with Hogan a long time ago.
Shaq wasn't with Hogan.
He managed them once.
Yeah, he just managed them. He didn't actually work.
Oh, okay.
He was in one of the Andre Battle Royals though.
I remember that. Yeah.
Red Velvet. So Draven, how long has Red Velvet been in AEW? Like, has she been a part of this for like a while now, or?
She's mostly been on Dark. She's basically like an indie person that was helping out. But when Brandy Rhodes' first gimmick, when she was managing like Awesome Kong and whoever else, when they kind of scrapped that idea, they put Brandy with her. So Brandy's been managing her for like 6 months.
Because she seemed over. Like, she got a pop. Like, she got one of the loudest pops, I think, of the night, I thought. I don't know if that was just because people were pumped that this was like the opening match or what.
Might be.
Why does Cody get the special entrance through the middle?
Well,
and no
because
one else
he owns the company, sort of.
does? Wow.
I mean, he hates everything Triple H ever did, but also he really wants to be Triple H.
I do believe that.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty close. I will say, I hate Cody Rhodes' Snoop Dogg remix theme.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
It's nowhere near
I
as
didn't
good
even
as the
notice.
original.
His other one was great. Yeah, the original one. There was a really ridiculous line by Tony Schiavone where he just says that talking about Shaq, he's like he may be too big. Like, yeah, Tony. Yeah, he's the
For
biggest
what?
dude. He's one of the biggest humans of all time. He might be too big, Tony. But yeah, I didn't understand the chair thing at all. Like, it just randomly happened because they needed to, I guess, do that dive spot and they needed more people.
I don't know if it was more people,
Yeah.
but I think they needed a way to get Shaq out of the way so he wasn't involved in the dive spot.
It was just so much that happened in this match that I felt like they were like, I don't know how we get there. This random thing.
It did.
Yeah, that's usually how I put together a match.
It did kind of have the feel of two separate matches being like smushed together.
Yeah. And then whoever told Jade Cargill, I forget how you say her name.
Yeah.
The one thing she really took, whoever gave her advice, was to work the hard game. Because she found the hard game
yeah, she
every
did.
second of that match.
She spent 75% of giving a figure four just working the hard cam.
Yeah. Also, I looked on here, and she had that tryout at the Performance Center, and then she ended up training at QT Marshall's school. So I'd say that's why he was kind of out there with them.
Right. They probably practiced that match like 83 times, and he was out there to tell him what's next.
I'm sure. Yeah, because she looked like she was. You could tell like she was kind of like waiting on the next thing. I thought she looked good. You could tell she's really rough around the edges. I mean, it's her first match, so
Right. She's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, she looks like $1 million. So as long as she keeps on progressing, especially for that being her first, she's going to be.
What's
good.
really hard for women's wrestlers, I feel that she has a lot of like authenticity. She doesn't come off real fake to me.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
agree.
if she's going to be a heel, I think she's going to be an amazing heel because she just has that kind of like charisma, just that like I'm better than you. I think it was the same thing they wanted Bianca Belair to have at NXT, but then she was likable. And I think Jade does not come across as likable.
I wonder what that's like. I've never had that problem.
I have no idea.
Those abs are deep.
Yeah.
man. Like it's almost fake.
Going back to that powerbomb real quick, the powerbomb was amazing. Like it looked like a old school like diesel powerbomb, but then Cody just no-sold it.
He did know that.
I have that note down, too.
What the fuck are we doing, Cody? Like,
Yeah. Great powerbomb, no sell. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know if Shaq got to where he was supposed to be too quick and then Cody had to just get there. I would assume something like that.
The same spot, too, when he's getting out of there, no selling the powerbomb. It kind of looked weird because it's a baby face crawling to a woman for a tag out.
Yeah. Let me see. And then I thought after the table bump, they should have went right into the finish. But, like, they still kind of worked a little bit. I just felt like it kind of, like you had that big, huge top of the roller coaster table bump. And then we should have went immediately to the finish. But instead, we had a couple more bumps.
I think they wanted to reverse the momentum because Cody and them were kind of up after the big table bump. So get the falsie in with Red Velvet. But I kind of agree. You should have just had Jade reverse whatever and hit the finish there.
I also like how Shaq wouldn't fit in the ambulance and he had to curl his legs up to shut the door.
I wish so they kept showing him on the outside, and I was really hoping a story would come out by now that said that like Shaq wasn't supposed to be selling that long, but he like he was laying there and he fell asleep. Like I was really hoping we were going to get like a funny story because he just looked like he just had his eyes closed just like playing dead. So.
Yeah, just peaceful. Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about the old Undertaker disappearing deal they did with him in the
I
ambulance.
didn't like that.
Well, also, like, if it's an emergency and we're trying to get, why is
Tony stopping the ambulance? Yeah.
and Tony's like, well, I've got to talk to somebody first.
Shaq's back be broke, be damned. I got to get my interview.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I mean, I kind of hope it leads to. I can't believe I'm the one saying. I can't believe I'm saying this, but like, I would kind of dig a Cody versus Shaq match.
Yeah.
Because Shaq looked a million times better than I ever would have thought.
What do you do though? Is Shaq going to do something bigger than take that bump? Because I mean,
probably not.
Yeah, I don't know.
They work a steel cage and he power bombs Cody off the top.
Yeah, there we go.
Cody no sells that too.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, one of the best celebrity matches, and I can't believe they opened the show with it. I thought that was a little weird to open the show, but I guess the theory was that it gets on Sports Center and then people tune over for the rest of the show. Is what I heard, which is a sound theory.
I think the thought process was people are going to be tuning in that don't normally watch for that match, and maybe they'll stick around to check the rest out. But if you put it at the end, they're just going to tune in right at the end.
Yeah, probably right.
It did feel kind of like an old school Saturday Night's main event where they put Hogan on first, and it's all like Greg the Hammer Valentine and Brutus Beefcake matches to finish it out.
We got a lot of.
I thought about
this
whole show. Yeah.
So anyway, we were all kind of in agreement on that. A pretty good match. The second segment was Pac and Ray Phoenix, the Devil's Triangle. Is that what Jason called them? Is that what they're called?
Triangle.
Death Triangle.
I like the Devil's.
Well, that's also a threesome with two dudes and one chick.
Yeah.
That's what a Death Triangle.
Yeah. So
Devil's
I
Triangle.
assume that Pac has beautiful long flowing hair, so he is the chick. Versus who do I get? Who was John Schuyler? I don't remember. Oh, just two random dudes, right?
Two jobbers.
Two indie guys.
It
Yeah.
was an actual squash, though, which I'm happy about because AEW has too many every match is competitive 50-50 almost. So I was glad to see a squash.
That's what I was thinking when I watched it, because I listened to you guys' episode last week, and you were railing against all the squash matches that weren't squashes.
Yeah, so I was happy about this, and I just put nice squash. That was my only note.
So we got. I'm doing a little bit of research real quick. We got John Schuyler, who he's had matches with WWE and TNA. And then D. I don't think I'm ever going to find D3. That's going to be a lot of sports.
Yeah, that's.
He's the Prince of Rome, maybe.
That sounds right.
Yeah, he's
him and JD both.
He's the Prince of Rome. He's got a pretty cool tattoo. And he's
hard hitting reporting.
And he's been on Raw and NXT. So yeah, just making the rounds.
How crazy is the Ray Phoenix rope walk, like Spinal Tap kick?
Oh, God. Punch.
Awesome.
Yeah, God. Yeah,
that dude is he's insane.
Yeah.
He's the flippiest of the flippy. And it's all he nails most 99%.
Like I said last week, he's just effortless.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a squash match. It did what it was supposed to do. I mean, if Ray Phoenix and Pac don't win that thing at the pay-per-view,
yeah, they're winning that.
Like they basically just said, "Hey, look at these two shiny toys we have."
And you think about it, if the Young Bucks keep the tag belts, then it's Young Bucks versus Ray Phoenix and Pac. And
that's going to be really good.
Yeah, it would be killer. And I assume they will keep the tag belts. I don't think they're. And that segues right into the Inner Circle came out. And so the Inner Circle come out. And I'm really done with the singing of Chris Jericho's themes by the heels and the faces together. Like it's. And they're like back and forth between heel and face every week or just segment to segment or spot to spot. It's really weird.
I have my first note here is we got our first JR Grumble night when they were supposed to cut the commercial and they waited for the song to finish singing.
Oh, okay.
I am very, very tired of the singing of his song. And I liked it at first. I was like, this is fun. This is a fun thing for people to do.
Yeah. On the cruise ship, it was awesome. The first time that happened, on the cruise ship, very cool moment.
Well, that's the definition of wrestling. Everything's cool and it's organic, but then they run it into the ground everywhere.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
So when they showed the little graphic for it, whatever, I kind of rolled my eyes because I was like, are we just going to constantly do Inner Circle press conferences and town halls? But then I ended up, I loved this.
So MJF called it backyard blood. Is that like a shoot on all of us backyard wrestling and using fake blood?
No, because the Young Bucks are very open about they started in the backyard. Their book is called From the Backyard to the Big Leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So John McChesney? That doesn't make sense. But MJF had great nicknames for the Bucks. I forget what they were, but they were hilarious. I was like, oh, this is funny. Why Eric Bischoff? Why was he one of the people to ask?
They've actually used him in like 3 or 4 Jericho things. It's kind of like a...
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, it's like a running joke, or not really a joke, but like Bischoff's kind of always there to like be Jericho's like always,
to needle him.
Yeah, always kind of call him out on his bullshit.
I did like Eric's question and stuff though. I thought did a good job, and then Conrad Thompson, of course, was the push podcast and stuff. So
turkey tits.
Yeah, turkey tits.
Wonder how Tony felt when Conrad came out and he only put over JR's podcast.
Yeah, that was weird.
Well, what's he gonna do if he put over all his podcasts? That segment would take 24 more minutes.
Well,
but
the rumor is the big star. We'll get that later. Big Show's is Kurt Angle. I don't know if you guys heard.
Oh, there's all kinds of rumors. We can talk about that when we get to that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty soon, right? No, we still got a little.
But so this Young Bucks inner circle thing,
yeah,
like I get that most people won't agree with me on this, but the angle does not work for me.
Nope.
Because I don't have a connection to like a father that you admire.
Yeah,
I don't have that experience.
Yeah,
so this doesn't work for me.
The Young Bucks were like heels going into this, right? And this was their face turn.
Yeah, they've been bouncing back and forth.
I hate that. Like, I can't, you need to build momentum as a face or a heel or whatever. And then Jericho kind of is a face because he like sings with the crowd, and then he gets all dickish. It's just, that's one of the biggest problems I have with AEW is their face and heel stuff. Like, it's just not consistent, or I don't know.
I think a lot of what they try and do is more like MMA, wherein people are people and you pick if you like them or don't like them. They don't have to be like goody two-shoes or like assholes all the time.
I think it just hurts the storytelling, though, if you don't have someone to really be behind the whole time. Or
well, I mean, Jericho and MJF did beat the shit out of their dad and make him bleed. That's kind of asshole.
But then everyone sang along with Jericho. So there was like, yeah, I mean, he did, but
true.
Whatever.
The 2 table spots they did with the Young Bucks were pretty cool, but I mean, after that Shaq one, they didn't really compare.
Yeah, exactly. I never even thought about that. Yeah, what's the point of doing a kind of... And, like, so the Young Bucks hate Jericho and MJF, but they grabbed Pacific Oceanly those 2 other guys and put them on tables and put them through the tables.
I actually like this, though, because in all the graphics for the match, it only shows Wardlow in their corner. They actually went through the trouble of having a storyline reason why they're not going to be out there with them.
Yeah.
Wardlow, it's like he's champion of a promotion that it was a champion. Someone else used him first and kind of saw this coming.
True story. Once he signed with AEW and we had him drop the belt and did like a thank you Wardlow thing in the ring, I shook his hand and hugged him and I whispered in his ear, "We're going to kick your ass on Thanksgiving Eve," because they were running against us.
You told me about that, actually, yeah. So we'll get a plug-in for Draven's promotion. So Draven runs Revenge Pro Wrestling up in Erie. You guys have stuff online. You have DVDs and stuff too, don't you?
Yeah, we sell DVDs. We got digital downloads. We got shirts. We got wristbands. We got everything, baby.
So if you want to see Wardlow actually work matches, you could do it there instead of standing around in a suit. He stands around in a suit pretty good.
He does. He did work a tag match against me and McChesney where he powerbombed me on a shopping cart wrapped with barbed wire.
I was there that night.
Is there a website people could go to?
No.
The Facebook?
What's a website?
Just Facebook.
Revenge Pro Wrestling.
Yes. So Mox and Omega.
Oh, hey, hold on. I want to go back to that segment real quick because there was one thing on it that so I kind of liked the I thought Bischoff's question was really good. It was like one of the only things that it helped continue the story. But then so here was the worst part about this whole segment for me. When one of the Bucks is cutting this promo, he says something about without Papa Buck there'd be no AEW or whatever. So he makes a comment about MJF. I think you mentioned it. But then his line against Jericho, he says, "You'd be curtain jerking for the developmental brand."
Oh yeah,
For the
yeah.
Performance Center.
Center.
Yeah.
And they don't film at the Performance Center anymore. I took that note
They do.
down.
No, they do. They just changed the name of what they call it, but
Oh,
NXT
is it?
Films.
Okay.
But I don't think it. I don't think it didn't work the way he thought it was going to work, because so he's saying that Chris Jericho, AEW's former champion and one of the main guys, would only be good enough in the other promotion. Kurt Jerk.
Yeah, I didn't catch that, but you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
That's not a good line. So
No.
that's why I heard that. I was like, well, that just fucking killed it.
You could have said something clever like you just be making lists and something else. Yeah.
Like it worked because it got the crowd to ooh, but when you think about it like that, yeah, you're right.
It wasn't
Totally
the
right.
way he meant it. I don't think he. And then this is it has to happen because it's pro wrestling, so you have to do things like this. But at some point, can we get people that like stay 15 feet away from the Young Bucks all the time? Because they're going to super kick you.
Yeah.
They're going to super kick you the first chance they get, and they've proven this time and time again. So everyone needs to stop just standing within super kick range.
Well,
That
I think
would
what
be
it
a
is
great-
they're expecting them to spend 10 minutes putting over their dad first before. So
That'd be a great gimmick for MJF to make Wardlow stand in between. It's like they're not super kicking me again. You stand in between
Yeah.
us, like.
But all right, yeah. So then we get the Moxley Omega build up.
Yeah.
how
we
weird
can't
is
call
it that
him Omega or-
Onita? No, you can. How weird was it that Onita was on an
was pretty
AEW
awesome.
show?
Yeah, I was going to say I'm glad they got that footage though to use because a lot of people have never seen that stuff, like especially mainstream audience.
Yeah, I thought the build up was pretty good. I was pretty pumped to see Onita. I think so. I mentioned it last time, but I do another podcast called Middle Aged Mediocre. You guys can check that out. And I think
Nice plug.
we may do an episode at some point on Onita because he's just got a ridiculously fun background. So that may happen. Like I saw it last night, and I was like, man, he'd make a good story.
But I'm glad they're doing what they're doing. I mean, that was a good video, whatever, to sell that. Now, $60 pay-per-views. Are we at the age where people are still going to buy a $60 pay-per-view, or WWE's kind of ruined that?
AEW averages about 100,000 buys,
That's pretty good.
which is 10 times more than TNA ever got for their highest one.
Wow. And I know,
TNA was like 15,000 is their highest one ever for the first Angle Joe match.
and like the best WrestleMania was what, a million buys, I think, was they wanted to get 1 million buys and they got it, I think.
The first Cena and Rock was like 1.2 million.
Okay. And then like their middle card pay-per-views were like 200,000 in there, I think. Well, Conrad's podcast, they kind of give the numbers sometimes. I usually hear like 250.
They started trickling down as time went on, so the B shows were getting like 120,000.
Okay. So it'll be interesting to see the numbers. I want to track that one and see what they get. Because, for them, this is about as loaded as a card as you can get. I mean,
I do find it weird that the only hype for their main event, which is the craziest match in the history of the promotion with a barbed wire exploding death match, neither guy showed up live.
I know, and
I have that
we'll get to it, but
yeah.
the way they ended the show, I'm like, this is the way you chose to end when you got all this coming up? Like, so we'll get to that.
Like, don't get me wrong, this hype video was really
Yeah.
good, but I mean, you should have your two top guys selling your top
I don't
match.
think Omega's been there live for 2 weeks now, right? Was he there last?
You may be right. I think they did a pre-tape last time where he's building shit in the back in a
And you
garage.
couldn't hear him.
I don't
We
know.
talked about that.
I didn't really watch all of the episode before the last one, so I don't know if he was on that one or not. But
That one, he did a segment where he was in an elementary school reading stories
Oh, yeah.
to kids.
So then he-
But I think he did do a run-in at the
he
end of the
did.
night
He
on
did.
that
Yeah.
one.
Okay, I did see that. So yeah, it is weird that you got this huge match and yeah, your dudes aren't showing up.
Well, then they go into the match, FTR and Tully versus Jurassic Express, which, Tully looked pretty good for his age. What is he, 60?
I think they said
5?
67.
67? Yeah, okay, that sounds right.
I just want to stop for a second and take a second to realize how fucking weird it is that the same show in 2021 had Shaquille O'Neal, Onita, Eric Bischoff, and J.J. Dillon.
Yeah, that's so weird. Oh, my.
That's the type of shit you don't get in WWE. That's why I like AEW. Like, they only use their specific guys that are under Legends deals.
Yeah,
AEW will use any
Yeah,
fucking way.
and I'd rather see them used this way, like AEW did, than having like a Legends night and just having 50 backstage
I
Right.
agree.
promos.
So, what do you think of?
What did you
We
think?
gushed over FTR, by the way, Omega. I don't know how you feel about them.
I love them.
Me too. Okay, good.
I think they're one of the best tag teams ever.
Yeah, agreed. They're definitely the best tag team right now, and definitely in that ever conversation. So,
One of the things that I really appreciate about them, like sometimes they'll bust out a flippy move here and there to show that they know how to do it, but they don't really do flashy shit. They know they're the heel
Yep.
team. They do creative shit, but they don't go out of their way to make it like something that's going to get a pop from the crowd.
it's always well put together. Like you can see their matches. I think the biggest difference of everything is just how they're put together.
One thing I do dislike about every single FTR match that ever happens is they do the little stare off spot right in the beginning that they did in NXT.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
right. They do that every fucking.
I forgot. I didn't.
Every single
I
match.
didn't know that
I think they would do it even if it was like a squash match against a couple jobbers. Now that you mention it,
So, Jurassic Express. I think Jungle Boy is going to be a star. I think they should. I think somehow they should drop Luchasaurus's gimmick and get that stuff off of him.
yeah, I mean, you'd have to like get rid of him for a while to have him come back. Like,
Yeah,
I kind of thought that's what they were doing when they had him cut the horns off
that's
his
what
mask.
gave me the idea. I was like, man, hopefully he quits doing that. That'd be cool, but it didn't happen. So.
Oh, what did you guys think of FTR and Blanchard coming out with old school NWA titles?
I loved it.
yeah, I have it. Like, I popped when I saw the old U.S. title.
Mhm.
So, am I right or am I wrong here? Tully Blanchard's gear looked like a professional bowler's outfit?
Yeah, pretty much the most badass professional bowler of all time.
Yeah, like Bill Murray from Kingpin.
Man, it really did.
Yeah, I never noticed it.
But I do appreciate he didn't try and go in just trunks and
Yeah.
old man it.
Yeah, I
like
agree. T-shirt tucked into his trunks or whatever.
Piper coming out of the
Yeah.
Rumble that one year, I think.
Yeah.
He's got like the trunks and a T-shirt.
Draven, what's your
Yeah.
take on Jurassic Express?
Jungle Boy is going to be a big ass star in the future. Like that opening spot he had was just straight fucking
I
fire.
agree. I put that.
Luchasaurus, I hated him before AEW. Like I thought he was real underwhelming in Ring of Honor,
Right.
but he kind of started showing something. But I don't know. I think Jungle Boy in the long run is going to be better off without the other two.
I think they're slowly building him, which is good. They're not rushing it or pushing it,
Right.
so that's good. We know I hate Marco. I've brought it up, but he's just awful. Like, just awful.
I don't hate him if he's used right. And like this match, he didn't get a single bit of offense on anyone bigger than him. An old man tossed him around like a child with that sweet ass slingshot suplex.
Yeah, I wish he would have got. So, I mean, I don't want to jump straight to the finish, but we'll kind of go through the matches anyway. But, like, why didn't he take the pin? Why'd they have Luchasaurus take the pin?
I have that same note.
Yeah. Tully should have pinned Marco. That would make the most sense for. You don't want to pin one of the guys in the main tag team. Like, that's what Marco's for, right? Like,
So
Yeah, you
yeah,
would
so my biggest, because I was really like the last episode we did. This was the match I said I was looking forward to the most, and it was a good match. Everything they did was solid. They did what they were supposed to do, I think. But like you mentioned, how FTR's matches they're always put together really well. I thought this one was put together completely wrong.
Yeah, it was weird.
I'm going to go out on a limb. Since I noticed a couple times Tully rolling in and out.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on. I'm going to say that he's not used to a match that's like 16 spots in a row and that they kind of had to change the pacing because of that.
I did see him roll in and roll out, like confused a little bit, especially like right near the end there. He rolled out and in, and it was weird.
Like in his day, man, you just went out to the ring and headlocks and that was it.
Yeah.
Well, like I feel like so when we do anytime we've done like Inception shows or whatever, if I'm like laying out a tag match, and then even when I was working and I did a lot of tags, like so it's pretty. Maybe it's just me and my bias, but like I don't know why they didn't have Jurassic Park come out or Jurassic Express.
Jurassic Park. No, that's better. Jurassic Park.
That's a movie.
I don't know why they didn't have them come out just hot as hell with Jungle Boy.
They kind of did with Jungle Boy. That was
But, like,
it. But
I would have thought they would have had Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus just bumping the shit out of FTR while like Marco
Yeah, but how are you going to fit in that stare off spot though?
But like Marco
Yeah.
could have been like Marco and Tolly could have done a couple things together.
I would like seeing them more actually one-on-one, and Tolly actually was someone he could do more with. I mean, they did a little bit, but yeah.
I was kind of surprised that Jungle Boy took the heat and not Marco.
Me too.
Like I would have just thought.
I bet you that's an FTR call in that this guy's so little. If we put the littlest amount of heat on him, we
Yeah,
should be
well, I
able to
also
beat him.
wondered too, like, 'cause I
Yeah.
don't know Marco Stunt that well. So, like, is he, like, aside from the fact, like, it's very obvious he's a small guy, but is he a good worker?
I don't know.
I've never been on a show with him,
'Cause that's
so I
the
couldn't
thing.
really.
I've only seen him do comedy stuff, basically.
I've seen him do cool shit, but I mean, when you're that little, dudes can toss you around and do the cool part of the
Yeah,
shit
I just
for
kind of
you.
wonder too if, like, maybe FTR, if it was their call, like, maybe they know that Marco can't work the way Jungle Boy was going to be able to.
Also, why did
Right.
FTR, when one of them got thrown into the other one, hold the other one in a waist lock and German suplex? And he could have just let go, right? Like when they did the double German where
Wow.
Dinosaur...
Well, I mean, that's like saying
Yeah.
when you get thrown off to a rope,
Pro
why you come
wrestling
back.
Yeah.
happened.
I think that was a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, there you
that was
go.
a little bit of a stretch that he held on for a whole German to throw the guy over.
Tim,
The timing on that was a little iffy. I think maybe if they would have took a couple extra seconds and the one in front like grabbed the ropes and had to be pulled away, it would have
Yeah.
made a little more sense.
Tim, I'm going to need you to get all the way off my back about this spot.
Yeah, that's a gimmick from a thing we watch on the internet. We'll have to share with you. It would have been, what would have really been good if they did in the old school. Whoever's close to the rope, grab the rope, and he grabs him to hold on. Like the same thing, and then the
Yeah, that's
ref
what I was
kicks his hands, and they do that whole.
I hate that fucking spot, so I'm glad they didn't do that. I fucking hate that.
So I think, is this the right spot in this match rundown to just get
I
in
have
fuck Sean
in my
Spears?
notes says fuck Sean Spears forever.
Really?
Matt
Wow.
Connard is and forever will be the Reaper.
Yeah, Sean Spears trademarked the Reaper. That's
Yeah.
why Connard can't wrestle as the Reaper anymore.
Wow.
After working on
Yeah.
IWA East Coast
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah, fuck.
So that's
Sean
real
Spears.
shitty. He doesn't even use any
No,
of
he's-
his Reaper
He's
like.
changed his gimmick like 6 times since he showed up in AEW.
And none of them mattered.
7 times now that he bleached his hair.
He sucked in the WWE too. Like the whole 10 gimmick was dumb as shit.
He sucked then, and he sucks now.
I have worked one show with him, and he's a nice guy, but
He-
fuck Sean Spears.
I worked in OVW with him, and
I've
worked
worked
in
2 shows
OVW
with
with
him.
him, and actually like hung around him a little bit, and I was okay with him.
What did he
Yeah,
steal from you?
Who knows?
Yeah, I will always be on Team Connard as far as that goes.
Yeah, Connard's the Reaper. I can't believe that Connard can't fight that because he's got so much
He's
stuff.
tried, I
against the
think.
Reaper. Oh, did he?
I think what it is just you got to get a lawyer and go to court about it, and he
Yeah.
doesn't want to throw that much money in. He may not have that
Right,
much money to
true.
throw in.
That,
Then again, he could get Gary's
Oh, yeah.
money mark lawyer guy to
we
do
should
it pro
suggest
bono.
that. I don't know if you ever thought about it.
But he did lose his Jim Cornette case to the gavel David Lawless, who's an indie worker up here.
Oh, yeah.
It's a real life lawyer.
What happened now? Tell this.
So Jim Cornette sued G Raver.
Yeah, I remember
G
that.
Raver made a shirt mocking Cornette, but he got a lawyer from Pittsburgh that's an indie wrestler, David Lawless, and David Lawless beat Steven New's ass in court.
Wow,
That's hilarious
that's
that he got Lawless. I didn't know that. I knew he got a lawyer, but I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
Lawless. That's hilarious.
Yep.
That's a good story. I don't know how I didn't know that. So we all hate Sean Spears. Some of the spots that that FTR did, that DT on the floor was great. The Power and Glory suplex splash was, of course, great.
Okay, so I have a note here. Who the fuck takes a body slam on the exposed concrete during picture-in-picture?
I actually missed that. Who did that?
Jungle Boy, when he was taking the heat, they went to picture-in-picture,
Dude,
and one of FTR ripped up the mat and body slammed him on the
I don't know if
concrete.
you heard our first podcast. Fuck picture-in-picture. I hate it because the commercials distract me.
Well,
I just end up watching the commercials.
I get it, but do you want the explanation of the purpose?
Sure.
So if you set your ad rates at $1 million per ad,
Mhm.
right, and you can't sell them all, the companies that did buy your ad for $1 million are going to be pissed that you gave somebody else a $500,000 commercial for the same airtime. So they do picture-in-picture where you get half the screen for like less price.
Does that mean that?
To not piss off the full price sponsors?
Does that mean they're having problems getting sponsors then, basically?
Not necessarily, because NXT does it. They've done it on Raw and SmackDown too. It's just wrestling is a low priority for ad buys. They've always been
like
undervalued.
Live sports like NBA, NFL, whatever. I'd say almost everything right now is like it's rough for anybody. I think to sell ads.
Well, everyone fast forwards.
Bischoff goes into the details on his podcast a lot about how ad revenue comes in and how they all look down on wrestling, even when they're getting 10 million viewers. They weren't getting the same rates that shows that only get 1 million viewers were getting.
Wow.
People just don't want to advertise wrestling because we have the stigma of dumb hillbillies are the only people.
My favorite thing about the picture-in-picture though is when, and this is kind of it's a distraction really, but I enjoy it. Whenever there's like any music in a commercial or whatever, you can almost always match it up to the movements of the workers, and it just makes me laugh. I don't know.
I just hate how JR says restaurant quality.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. But to Draven's point about the body slam, I do wonder if they're letting the workers know when it's picture-in-picture.
I don't know.
I would assume the rep tells them we're in commercial now, and they just treat it as a full-on commercial.
There have been spots from like the entire time. You know, I've been watching AEW. I don't watch it. I do now, but before I wasn't watching it religiously. But I would notice spots during a picture-in-picture that I was like, why would you do that? Like, it's happened sometimes.
They probably plan out the match. Then again, too, AEW's a little less experienced doing TV. They may just tell the guys to plan out a match, and if we have to go to commercial, we have to go to commercial. They got to fit them in.
But I did notice the body slam. I had the same thought as you. It's like, that was not necessary.
Well,
the tag move that Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus hit, that, like, belly to back flipping powerbomb deal was fucking sweet.
That was a good
like
spot.
I said, it was a good match. It just I think I had too high of hopes for it, or too high of expectations.
I think the matches just keep getting worse as we go, because this next one, the women's match, they did the recap of the
Oh, wait, you're skipping over the old Tall Paul promo.
Oh yeah,
Tall Paul promo.
Yeah.
I wish that was his name.
Tall Paul.
Oh.
And no more BS. I don't know about that one.
He's got.
Do you get that, though? It's no more Big Show?
He's got the worst.
There's a lot of people that miss that.
Why?
I think that's true.
Oh, by the way, while we're talking about weird people getting on the ramp in the middle of a thing, Arn Anderson just comes out and does Four Horsemen of Tali. I mean, they've been working together for forever. Why was tonight the night he decided to come out and do that?
Because JJ was there, too.
Yeah,
Dylan was there,
I guess.
And Spears officially joined their group, and it's like they're doing a Four Horsemen.
Did you just compare Sean Spears to Ric Flair?
Well,
no, I compared him to Paul Roma.
Yeah, because they would get. Because I would assume if they were going to do something like this, Cody would be the Flair, and then Sean Spears would be the Tali, and then you got FTR.
Man, if you had Cody, FTR, and just someone else,
and then even Paul Roma.
Yeah, Paul Roma, that'd be great.
Wouldn't that combination make Spears shitty Ole Anderson? Don't make him the Tully.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That tracks.
That tracks. That's on. Yeah, that's on the money there. But so the promo and the Big Show promises to have some big surprise.
I did notice two things here. First, I popped real loud for Shivani's line to JJ because you could tell it was ad-lib. JJ's posing on the ramp. Shivani's like, you don't get paid extra for this.
Shivani he is maybe one of the best they have. He's really actually doing a good job. I used to make fun of him after WCW and think how bad he was, but he's really not that bad. They have him doing everything.
He's the glue holding everything together.
Yeah, he is.
But so Big Show comes out, and he has this elaborate new entrance video and stuff, but the music that they used is actually the theme music to their Dark show. So they don't have whatever music ready for him and gave him the most generic shit they had.
WWE does that shit sometimes too. I remember when Triple H first time the week before, they must have had the music done, but none of the words. So it was just the song for maybe a month even. But there was a few weeks it was just the music and no words. And I was like, oh, I got a cool new theme. This is all right, I guess, But Of course, then me and Cash we might have to do a podcast just ranking things. Me and Cash the other day were talking. He's got my time ahead of the game, and he's almost got me convinced that he's right. So,
Well, I mean, I am right.
I think I'm there with him there. Yeah, I agree. We're
yeah, I'm
2-1 now.
almost there. So, but anyway, so Big Show.
No more Big Show, dude. Read the shirt.
Yeah, oh God.
He made the
Yeah,
shirt
top
for a
ball.
reason.
He, I mean, I don't know why they're paying this guy so much money to be a commentator, and I don't think he brings. This is our. I actually have a note that says "Argue with Omega," and
You got Kenny Omega's number?
Yeah.
This will be good.
because I just don't think he's worth the money to be a commentator.
I'll tell you, my argument was a lot stronger before this week happened.
Yeah, because he was really cheesy. The big cheesy smile at the end and stuff. But
Super Marvel mouth every time he
yes,
spoke.
he's always been that way. But who do you guys think?
Called the pay-per-view the wrong name.
Evolution.
Oh, he did Evolution. But who's surprised?
Ooh.
I've heard Kurt Angle. I've heard not CM Punk. Well, if it's CM Punk, they're done because that would have got them a gajillion buys, and they need to announce that before.
He already said it's not him. Not that he would tell you, but
yeah, they.
So the one that people online are flipping out about that it also 100% isn't. People are just now noticing that WWE doesn't sell Brock's merch anymore, like they stopped selling Sting's merch.
God.
So there are a lot of people saying that, but they stopped that when his contract.
They did last time too.
To me,
yeah.
the two most likely people. One, Christian.
Yeah, I heard that.
And I could see it being Mark Henry, too. He's got his own radio show where he says he wants to have one more match, and him and Big Show are actually like real good friends in real life.
I would guess, there was an interview, I guess, with Cody afterwards where he said that, like, they weren't going to be the company that does the bait and switch. So, like, the way that they build up this, whoever this is going to be, it's got to be, I mean, even Christian's going to be kind of like, oh, okay.
I think it's going to be Angle.
Well, think about it. Do you consider Christian Hall of Fame worthy?
I do.
He would be in if not for McMahon having like a irrational hatred for his face.
I love Christian. He's great.
Do you guys know the Blue Dot story?
I don't think
so.
So early on in Christian singles run, Vince McMahon just tells him, man, I hate your fucking face. I think we're going to put a blue dot on the screen to cover it up.
Oh, my God.
He really, true life, thinks he's an ugly man and just hates the look of his face.
What? So weird.
Christian himself said it on a podcast. I forget which one, but he's the one that told that story.
He's a human being.
I would like.
But that's why he never got the push. That's why he went to TNA. That's why he isn't in the Hall of Fame. Vince just doesn't like his face.
I mean, he looks like, because he came back at the Rumble, he looked really good. I don't know. I don't see the WWE doing anything with him other than maybe getting involved with Orton.
I don't see them letting him go because of just Edge.
Yeah, maybe.
Just to do stuff with Edge and have him there.
I mean, if they knew what the fuck they were doing in the booking room over there, wouldn't you build up to WrestleMania with an Edge and Christian versus the Usos?
Great.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I don't know who it's gonna be. Mark Henry. I don't think it'd be big enough.
Because
they're gonna get this rep for getting these old guys that can't go. Like Big Show isn't gonna wrestle much. He's 50 years old. They can't make the next guy Angle.
Yeah, I still think they might because Angle didn't like his retirement match on his podcast. I've listened to a little bit of it. Like, and he's like, yeah, I wish it had been different. I wish I got tired different. I know Cody and Angle in the Indies were working that big circuit where they worked each other a million times. Do you see any of that? Yeah. So I think it could be a Cody Angle. He wants a real retirement match and something bigger. That's my guess, but
it's possible. It's probably one of the more likely ones, but I just think that would have a lot of backlash.
I agree. I definitely agree because they're becoming team.
Now
in WCW.
Let me get this arguing about Big Show and why I don't think it's such a horrible hire.
Yeah, why is it not a horrible hire?
So they've been getting like 800,000 viewers the whole time they've had a show. Like, you can't just keep the same young, unknown roster. You got to start sprinkling in people to grab people that don't watch every week. Like, think about WCW. They brought in the biggest star in the history of wrestling in Hulk Hogan, and that didn't even really move the needle that much. It's when they started trickling them one after another. Hogan, Savage, Luger,
Do you think
Hall,
quantity over quality?
Yeah.
Okay.
But how many dudes out there have as much TV equity at the top of the card as Big
But
Show?
do you
I know
think
his matches have been dog shit lately,
Do you
but
think people actually go, I heard AEW has the Big Show now, I'm going to start watching? Do you think anyone had that?
I do think that there would be people who tune in just to see what they're going to do with them because it's been 22 years since Big Show's not been in
people who
WWE.
are already watching, though?
Old school WCW people that don't watch would probably check it out.
But wouldn't they have checked out because of Cody Rhodes and Tully and Arn and wouldn't you already have?
You never
those
know,
guys?
man. It's about that slow roll of momentum. You go Jericho, and then you get Moxley, and then you get Sting, and then you get Big Show, and then you get whoever's
Well, I'm glad
next.
you saw.
It's about
You
momentum.
softened enough for me to be comfortable with it, and we'll just wait and see. But
I mean, right now it looks like his gimmick is basically he's just big, tall, mean Gene Okerlund.
He basically did.
So
do
he
a
may not
hotline
wrestle a
tease.
single match.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I see. I get the point. I get your point. I kind of agree with your point of if general audience or just wrestling fans that come in and out of watching it, if they start seeing this guy and this guy, this guy, this guy, you start to be like, well, maybe this is the better company then. So yeah,
yes,
Right.
before you could say, "Oh, this is."
Think about it this way. There was a tipping point in the Monday Night War, right, where WWE had all the fucking star power, and then all of a sudden, the guys on top of WCW are Hogan, Savage, Hall, Nash. You still had Sting and Ric Flair. Who was on top of WWE? A bunch of guys that, if you're a long-time fan, you had
Right.
never heard of at that
I do
point.
think if AEW is going to AEW needs to bring in a big current name wrestler, though. I think that can actually
I think
go.
they
That can
need to,
actually
yeah.
work.
Right, yeah. Another thing to think about the Big Show thing, too, I mean, he left WWE on angry terms. He was pissed they wouldn't pay him what he wanted,
Right.
so he's super motivated.
I still don't know what motivation is going to do for the Big Show, but
Treat him like Andre. Give him 3 matches a year and make him like a special attraction while he learns to be a
do you
commentator.
think that makes AEW roster look bad though? If Big Show all of a sudden now is pretty much unbeatable, where in the WWE you got to beat all the time?
Well, no. Put Big Show in there with people you don't give a shit, like Sean Spears. Don't waste anyone that has a potential
Okay,
future.
agree,
but
yeah.
like WWE was putting Andre in there with Big John Studd. Who the fuck gave a shit about
I mean,
Big John
shit on him,
Studd
didn't he?
before he turned heel?
Literally, is that the one match? Where...
I think that was Bad News Brown.
Yeah, Bad News Brown.
Yeah, I mean they had Andre working a little bit of a thing with I think Snuka towards the end.
So
Ooh.
let's go ahead and move on to this women's match because it's a doozy. So we got Nyla Rose versus Ryo Mitsunami. Yeah.
I think you said that wrong. It's Nyla Rose versus Gangnam Style.
So this was awful, bad.
Before we go any further, what do you call a lady hoss?
I give up.
No, I didn't have an
This
answer.
is
I'm
the
actually.
worst joke ever.
This isn't a stand-up
Oh,
routine. This
Yeah,
is a
he was
podcast,
asking a
right?
legitimate question.
Oh,
What's the
I
deal?
think you
with
just call him
lady
a.
hosses?
I think you just say a lady hoss.
Lady Hoss. But anyway, so the lockup was even bad. Now Nyla's a heel. She was a face last week, by the way, but a heel this week.
She's been a heel the whole
I
time.
think who'd she work last week? And they cheered
Britt
her?
Baker. 'Cause
Yeah.
Britt's a bigger.
That was a heel versus heel match.
Ugh, I'm even more mad about that. But
Well, it was a tournament, so
I absolutely hate
Yeah.
Nyla Rose.
so
Not the person. Like, let me get that clear. It's nothing about that. It's just I think she's been over-pushed from day one. She is 10 times greener than everybody complains about
I
Nia
absolutely
Jax.
agree.
So the lockup was wrong. She messed up her lockup, for God's sakes. And then the too much Japanese wrestling that only Japanese fans like the dancing and the
Like the mime clothesline. I
the
thought that was
chops in
pretty
the
sweet.
corner were the super light, moving 2 inches, and Nyla was selling them like they were real chops. Ugh.
So I'll be honest. When I was watching the show when this match started, I was working on putting together a sports bet. So I had it in the background, but I was kind of only I just get a few little seconds of it here and there. So I went back and watched it today, but I just found the clip of the last 8 minutes. So I didn't see the opening. So I really don't know what happened until towards the finish.
This was like 17 minutes or something ridiculous.
Yeah, I picked it up in the final stretch.
One thing I noticed, it's the first, I know they wrestle outdoors in Jacksonville, but it was the first time I've actually seen somebody's breath because it was so cold. Yeah, Nyla was breathing hard because she's always blown the fuck up.
And then the showdown afterwards was freaking terrible. The handshake and then let's just chop each other, very obviously letting each other, because the first one she let her. Like, it wasn't like out of nowhere.
I do want to point out Mizunami probably knows how to work the hard cam better than any other person in AEW. She turned it to make sure that the flag was facing the right way.
I don't know.
Can Jade do a mime clothesline?
So you're already talking about that post-match stuff. So real quick, Mizunami's strikes against Nyla Rose looked god-awful from what I saw, and you said they were even bad at the beginning. Nyla Rose got beat way too easily in this match, I thought. Like, she just worked Britt Baker, and they went back and forth with this big battle. And then I felt like this match, like that Alabama Jam for the finish, it just wasn't very good. Like, so she was kicking out of all this stuff from Britt Baker, but then like a spear and a little bit of a leg drop put her out. But so I thought the strike exchange at the end between what's her name, Hikaru Shida and Ryu. So I watched there was a post show called Crossroads, I think is what it was called, where they
Cody's finish. The show Cody's finish for an hour.
It was like the preview for the pay-per-view.
So
I had it on.
They
in the
got into
background,
the history between Hikaru Shida and Ryu Mizunami. So watching that added, like, looking like retroactively to this match, but so like they've known each other for like 10 years, and 10 years ago, Ryu told Hikaru that even if she had 100 years to do it, Hikaru Shida would never be able to beat her.
We need some of this on the actual show.
Yeah.
This is what should be on their television.
They've wrestled each other 3 times in 10 years, and all 3 of those matches have been a draw. So then two years ago, Ryu was set to retire, and then she didn't. And in the promo, she says that the reason she didn't retire 2 years ago was because of a moment like this, where she was going to have a chance to beat Hikaru Shida.
That's a great storyline.
So
why didn't they?
My whole thing with this, I don't understand why they ran this tournament, where basically everything on TV was pointless.
Dude, I don't understand any of the booking of the women's period.
I don't either. So, but like now that I kind of looked in the history of the two, like I'm pretty sold on this match. It's just we didn't need the whole tournament for this.
We could have had that segment that you watched, and I would have been way more like this match, way better.
Yeah, and then
cut this match in half and put that
then like watching the highlight video, like
Yeah.
Mizunami is stiff as fuck with everybody else. So like I don't know if she was like afraid to hit Nyla for some reason.
Oh, give me a fucking break. She's afraid that Nyla wouldn't be able to take it.
If you watch her hit other people, she fucking rocks people. So
she definitely wasn't.
If you still have the match on your DVR and you think about it, go back and look where Nyla hit a DVD and hits the laziest cover in the history of wrestling.
I know exactly. And she like drops Ryu.
That's every match.
She keeps it too tight when she hits too, because she's too blown up to
push her over.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Nyla at all.
I don't know what anyone there sees. I don't know what anyone sees there. I think Kenny's the one doing most of the booking for the women. With Tony.
It was good.
I don't get it.
Press to be like, hey, we have a transgendered athlete, but then they didn't want to focus on that. So
they've hired so many better women at this point, like Serena Deeb, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker's starting to get good.
Hey, not last week, but the week before. I keep on preaching this match, but Serena Deeb versus that Riho or the first women's champion or whatever. That is the best women's match I've seen in over a year.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. You keep putting it over.
It's up there.
I didn't have high hopes. Like, I know Serena, she was an OW when I was, but I did not have high hopes, and I was just like, wow, okay, wow. And the story was good. They laid it out really well. Like, yeah.
Serena's kind of developed into the Lady Bret Hart.
She really has. Like, she looks great too. She's like 42. So, yeah. So we would rather see her than that. So next we had that Sting in her. Yeah. I like Ricky Starks a lot. I think he's got a really bright future too. I don't know about his promo. It was okay. Sting's action looked good though. He's still like it was the week before too. He looks like he can still move and do the stuff, where Angle's like 8 years younger, and there's a big difference between the two still abilities.
Yeah.
One of the things that I noticed during this whole segment that I thought was just funny was whenever Sting has Ricky Starks in the Scorpion Deathlock.
And he fell.
Well, that, but so, why?
Hobbs?
Powerhouse Hobbs stays on the outside and tries to help Ricky, and then.
Oh, I thought you were mentioning when Hobbs is doing the run and he slips on the floor.
So maybe that's
so
why it
hard.
Happened. Maybe he was actually kind of shook up. Because
he might have been hurt. It was a bad fucking fall.
He's the powerhouse of the group. His name's Powerhouse Hobbs, and he stays on the outside trying to pull Ricky Starks, and Hook jumps in and headlocks Sting. You could have had Hobbs get in there and just club Sting in the back.
Draven, tell me about this Hook. Who? And
it's
so,
why
is he a wrestler? Has he ever wrestled?
Yeah,
he's training to be he's in the training with QT and Cody Rhodes and stuff basically? In Atlanta.
Yeah, because
pretty much. They were brought into it because Cody said some backhanded thing about how Taz sucks. That's why his son's training with him.
Wow.
And then he beat the shit out of Cody and went back with his dad, kind of thing. So, have you guys noticed a slight change in Sting's character? He's no longer Crow Sting. So he debuted on the Winter is Coming episode of Dynamite. And he has snow, right? So he's like the Game of Thrones Night King, Sting, not Crow Sting.
New pop culture.
I like the build for this match still. I still think this is gonna the street fight should be a fun match.
It's become
unfortunately the last week's segment was so much better. It's almost like they went 1 week too long with the build. They should have fucking ended it when they're real hot.
I said, I just feel like they keep doing this. We already had a good enough one last week, so yeah.
This is the segment that should have just had a hype video and put Mox and fucking Omega on
that
live.
That would have been great, yeah. So it really wasn't much to that. Brian Cage's pants were falling off almost completely, so that was funny. And he had
how else are you going to get women viewers?
He had to wait to do the power bomb because Darby was taking too long, so he had to oddly taunt extra or whatever. But it wasn't super egregious. But
all right.
Now it goes all downhill. Keeps on going downhill. This 10 versus Max Caster, and just. These guys are, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Are they painfully green because they seem green as grass?
I don't see a single thing in 10. He's awkward. He has no instincts. I've never seen him have a good match. I don't get anything with
Max
10.
Caster, great on the mic, but he just seemed green. Not bad, just green. Everything was very robotic.
I know both of them are young into their careers, but it's I don't know. Caster, at least I could see developing into something.
So, so you don't know much about number 10's background or whatever?
I know he's some big deal high school athlete, and he's also training at Cody and QT school.
So he is green, okay.
They brought him in to be a jobber, and then they just gave him a spot because they they liked what they
Yeah,
saw.
I haven't been very impressed with so it's what is it, Max Caster, and then he's usually teaming up with who's the dude he teams with?
It's called the
Something
Claim
Bowen.
is what they're called, right?
Yeah, like I haven't been very impressed with them anyways. Like this was just they were
I like the presentation. As the once the match starts, it's okay.
I was very surprised at the finish though, because I expected Caster and Bowen to be in the tag gimmick at the pay-per-view.
yeah. There was a "This is awesome" chant at some point. I was like, "What the fuck are we doing?"
Yeah, what this?
That was you just heard him waiting outside the
okay.
bathrooms.
That makes
it
more
was
sense.
The piss break. This is
This
awesome.
was
They
the
give us a
most
piss
just
break.
random indie match mid card guys ever. Nothing.
And the finish was exactly the same as the 6-man tag finish. Dude coming out of nowhere using foreign object to help the heel win. I mean, the 6-man tag didn't have a $4,200 payoff.
True, yeah. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So Matt Hardy and Mark Quinn versus John Silver and Adam.
Main event.
So,
weirdest main event
go
choice
ahead,
ever.
Mikey, you go first.
Oh God, I think Matt Hardy and the broken stuff was brilliant, but like at this point, his body is shot. He needs to be more of a character than an in-ring performer. And all right, so the finish after they lose, Matt Hardy gets on the mic and says he tanked the match so Hangman could be undefeated and he would make more money at the pay-per-view. So if that's true, why did you hit any offense and go for any pin covers during the match?
And you see so my daughter was watching this with me because I watched it right before the podcast. I had like a half hour to finish it or whatever. She was watching it, and Matt Hardy went to do the thing with the microphone in his hand and punched, and his arm got caught in the ropes, and like punched the rope twice, like the second rope, not even the bottom rope. And even she went. So my 7-year-old's laughing because Matt Hardy's watching stuff on TV, but
I was real pumped when they signed him because him giving free reign over his own creativity, he can come up with some good stuff, but like he's not 20 years younger.
He should be an agent,
like you said. I thought he was just going to be a like on-screen character manager type thing. Yeah. They shouldn't have him work.
It's crazy because Jeff is still like able to move. I mean, he's obviously not like he was, but I mean, he's definitely way more passable than Matt. And
I know Jeff's done more of the crazy bumps, but like Matt's always had weird body issues. Like his knees point outwards.
I think Jeff Hardy's just built more like he's just more athletic.
Well, I think Jeff had big breaks too, where he just wasn't working, and because of drugs or whatever.
Lots of prison time, rehab.
Where Matt Hardy was kind of been, solid, the whole time. Yeah,
he's been the workhorse
for a long time. For like, he did. I mean, he worked a lot in TNA, and they did like tables, ladders, and chairs and stuff in TNA. Still, when he was in his 40s. So,
I don't know how long. I don't know what his longevity is going to be like, but I'm a big fan of John Silver.
I like Long John still.
True story. John Silver and Alex Reynolds were both at my Ring of Honor tryout. So they've been doing big stuff for a while. I'm glad they finally got a break because they're both really cool guys.
John Silver, you said?
Alex Reynolds, the long-haired one with him. Their old tag name used to be the Beaver Boys.
I saw them I think they were in CCW maybe a couple times. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
That's where I've seen John Silver before that. I loved the spot they did where it ends up with Silver and Adam Page hugging.
It was weird. I just put that.
I just really like that Adam Page is like they're playing it up to where like John Silver's growing on Adam Page. And that angle's been done a million times, but like the way they're doing it with those two guys, it's just working better for me, I think.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the person that's their momentum's been most affected because of the pandemic is Hangman. Hangman was getting over, man. He was starting to get close to like
guy for them.
Top of the card, Austin shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of mixed Austin with Barry Windham.
Yeah, the crowd has heard
He's
him.
a sad drunk. He's a sad drunk though. Austin was a fun drunk.
Yeah.
So.
He's a millennial though. He's gotta rock the current day. Like he has a T-shirt that says "I'm a millennial cowboy."
JR called out the ref at one point during this because there was close fist punches. He's like, he's throwing right hands, and he's like, and the referee's just allowing it. Like, yeah, the referees are bad, pretty much in all of AEW. Just
Bryce is
that's
good.
true. He is. Bryce is good, but still, there's no like actually trying to enforce the rules, and it just comes off very phony.
It's weird because when they first started, they tried to have explanations for why things were lax. Like they do a lot of tag spots, right? So their original explanation is it's a 10 count, not a 5 count to get out of the ring. And they gave up on that after like
it just
3
doesn't
months.
help when you have Jim Ross calling the refs out for it. Like,
yeah,
I think WWE
right?
does a better job of their camera angles and not really giving the ref a chance to look stupid. But it happens in WWE a lot too. Like there's stuff that like punches happen and things like that. But you don't have Michael Cole or somebody calling out the ref.
Well, right. At this point in wrestling, I understand in the 80s, closed fist punches were illegal, but I guarantee if you ask anyone that didn't start watching till the Attitude Era, they would not understand that rule. So, like, having old man JR harping on it surely isn't helping because nobody would have noticed it without that.
I don't think I would have noticed it. Like, I mean, everyone punches in wrestling. I would never thought about it.
Well, you didn't start watching until the Attitude
It's been an
issue
issue with JR, I think. Like, I mean, he calls out all kinds of shit that I'm just like, dude, your job is to cover it up. Like, your job is to make it better, not point out the bad things.
It's also very weird that they use their main event to build up this tag battle royal. That's the last go-home show.
I think the whole reason they ended it is the same reason WWE does that fucking brawl right before the Royal Rumble.
But the Royal Rumble,
every company has to do this
main event. This is just like probably the opener of the show, right? Pay-per-view.
The format they changed it up to where it's actually a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I do think, like Draven said, I think they just basically booked this like a Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, they even like at the very beginning, they made sure they got Pac and Rey Fenix in there, and then they got the Inner Circle in there early. So, like, they made sure they packed the first half of the show with the important stuff. So, yeah. I think they knew that people would check out that first half just to see Shaq, and then you could hope, if you can get them to stick around for an hour, you might sell some pay-per-views.
All right, and before we give our scores, I got to go on a new segment on our show called Jason's Hot Takes from the show.
Yeah.
Cody's
so real quick,
like
again, Jason just got the COVID shot and couldn't be with us this week. He's sick as hell.
So Cody's gear looks like he's wearing a jockstrap. Bad camera angles from last week helped Velvet's offense look better. No protection on Velvet's moonsault to the outside. How many taunts does Jade have? Shaq disappeared from the car, never to be mentioned again.
Wait, so Jade was just using video game wrestling. She hit her taunt until she got a finisher and then won the match.
I had that thought where I was like, she is just spamming the taunt button. And real quick, I didn't, until Jason said that, I didn't realize that, but yeah, we never hear about Shaq again.
Yeah, never.
Until the NBA All-Star Weekend this weekend.
Cody did an interview where he said people were comparing the match to Cena Rock.
They were comparing. That's got
to be him trolling.
Small things like Wardlow standing behind Jericho and MJF with Santana Ortiz was nice to solidify the Inner Circle. Yeah, we always said we like Wardlow in the suit. Like AEW needs a new producer to change the mics, the camera angles and stuff. In charge. Yeah, in charge of mics. Tony just wandering around after the Horseman match, and he put that in parentheses, to interview the Big Show. That was weird. Like they're still doing their stuff. And he just walks out right in their way to leave.
I think the show was just so overbooked because they're trying to fit so much shit in that they had to make things bleed into each other.
And Castro match was bleh, which is what we said too. Yeah, Scorpio Sky was annoying on commentary. Yeah, he was. That added nothing to it.
He was a baby face before he got injured and was off TV for a while. I'm just wondering if he came back as a heel. And
I wondered if I missed something where he turned heel. Because the last time I saw him, he was a face with Daniels and Kazarian. And then, he was like a egotistical prick last night.
Spine on the pine. Every time there's a spine buster, there's some Michael Cole commentary in there.
That's
clearly
a JR thing.
Triangle will win the Battle Royal.
No, I mean JR came up with
That's
that when The
right.
Rock used to do spine busters. It's a JR thing that Cole stole.
The match order, we talked about that. He's like, why was Dark Order and Hardy the last segment? He improved his score. I'll give it to you at the end here. He's like, also, who's buying a $6 pay-per-view? We talked about that. So
I have bought every single one.
Well, there you go, Draven. So that's all. And I got his score. So I'll go with Jason's score first. Jason gave it a 45.
Very generous, I think.
This is out of 100. Was pretty generous. We'll let Draven go last since he's the guest, but mine was a 30.
Okay. So any
better than last week,
reason behind your rating?
Yeah, because I thought the Shaq segment was great. I liked the FTR match pretty much. Besides the weird stuff with Marco and all that. Let's see. I think it built up good to the pay-per-view. What other match I like? I'm looking here. The Nyla did not help at all. The squash by Pac and Ray, I actually thought that was good. So, I thought it did a little bit better than last week. So, just barely.
Okay, so I gave it a 25 out of 100. To me, it just felt like a very standard. Overall, a very standard WWE show. Only a little bit worse because to me, some of the AEW talent still comes across as very green, very indie-ish, which I hate to use that as like a derogatory thing, but they're supposed to be the big alternative to WWE. I hope that these two shows we've done so far could just be written off as like build-up shows because it's not that the shows are bad. They're just not very engaging to me. They're just there. And that might just be my current take on pro wrestling in general, though. We already talked about how Kenny Omega, it would have been nice if he would have actually showed up to like on one of the last two shows. And then, I just, like, again, I want an alternative to WWE, but so far, these last two shows just seem kind of like a mashup of WCW and modern day WWE to me.
But all three of us have voted higher than last week. Jason especially, he gave it like an extra 15 points. I gave it like an extra.
I gave it an extra 10. I had because that the whole Shaq segment was so much better than I ever expected. So,
yeah.
So the way I did a score, I kind of broke it down a little different. I did it by hour. I cut it in half. So my total score for the whole episode is a 51. And I break that down. I thought the first hour was actually pretty solid, so I gave that a 30. And the second hour was not quite as good and kind of trailed off, so that one only got a 21 out of 50. So
do you think it's better than their
total.
Average show, just barely? They're like
because of how well the Shaq
I thought the Shaq match and I know. The FTR match, even though it was just that's more on me. I wanted more from that, but I thought it was still a really, really good match.
And this might just be a me thing, but you were mentioning how it felt like the standard WWE show, but just with like indie people with less experience. To me, that's almost a positive because I'm so sick of the overly slick WWE style of how everything's so scripted perfect. Like, seeing some mistakes makes you feel like this is a real fucking thing. It has, like, a pulse. It's not the same overly scripted, overly rehearsed, oh, this spot goes to that camera, then we do a dive, then we go to break.
I actually do kind of prefer that, too. My thing more is that it's just, like, WWE... The reason why, like, I wouldn't want to do a WWE review show is because there is no life to it. It's just... And I felt like I mean, there's definitely times throughout this whole show where there's a lot of energy, but and again, I think it's just because it's build-up shows, because there have been Dynamite episodes I've really, really enjoyed. I just felt like these last 2 weeks have been very paint by numbers. Let's just get to the pay-per-view. Let's get this shit over with, and then we'll start,
Well, it's good as the pay-per-view be Sunday, and then we'll start the new episode of Dynamite. So
yeah, I have high hopes for the next episode of Dynamite.
Do we want to bootleg the pay-per-view and then review it?
I know a way that you guys can watch it the next day.
Well, we could do that and then review the pay-per-view as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down for it.
What about you, Draven? You want to come back home after you watch pay-per-view with us? All right, sweet.
Yes.
Okay, we'll plan on that. Yeah, Jason should be live by then. So we'll plan on that maybe on like Tuesday evening.
Yeah, whenever.
All right.
Sure. I have no way.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on with us, Draven. That was awesome. And wasn't as violent as I thought it'd be. So.
Well, Big Show did a little of your work for you there.
Done this
that segment he had this week.
A year ago, it would have been very different. Because me and Tim both were very anti-AEW, like just very negative about the whole thing. So, like, I personally...
How much of AEW did you actually watch back then, or were you taking other people's word for, Marco's stunt shit?
No,
sucks,
I watched a decent amount of it. I would turn it on. Well, I get so bad, I just turn it off. But I probably watched, before we started the podcast, I bet I watched probably 10 hours of footage total.
I watched it more because there were so many people that, like, you couldn't have any negative opinions about it. So I watched it more, so if I did have a negative opinion, I would at least be able to, here's why. So, like, I almost hate watched it for a while. So, but then I enjoy it. I'm glad we're doing this because it gives me a reason to watch it.
Yeah, I actually get excited to watch it.
I do look forward to when they're finally allowed to tour again, because the life from an actual full arena with a live crowd is way better than Daly's place with paid
think
fucking
once
indie
they get
guys
like
in the
a real
front row.
crowd back, I do think they're going to start pulling away from WWE. Like, there's going to be so much energy.
Especially since did you hear that NXT is rumored to be switching to Tuesdays?
Which, I mean, I enjoy, because
Awkward.
to me, I think NXT is the best wrestling show on TV. And you clearly disagree.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Lately, they've been getting like way too fucking goofy with a lot of things for my liking, but it's always pretty solid work all the way through, I think.
To me, when they went to 2 hours, NXT is not that much different than WWE, like main roster. All the storylines got sped up because there's more time to fill. How many Gargano versus Adam Cole variations has there been in the last 2 years?
Yeah.
I like SmackDown. So I don't watch it as much as I could, but everything I see off of it, clips and stuff, I like it. I like the Roman Reigns stuff he's doing right now. So
Yeah.
It's funny, WWE I don't think was affected at all by going to the pandemic stuff. Like their stuff now that they're in the Thunderdome seems exactly the same as what they're doing before the pandemic.
Because he gets to have the he gets to have the reactions that he wants now. So I think he loves this because he gets to, like, Roman Reigns would be the most over face in the company right now. It'd be the exact opposite of what Vince wanted.
And I've heard they tell you who to cheer and boo. It says cheer and boo on your screen.
95% of those screens aren't even live anymore. Yeah. They just have so many in the can that they just repurpose them.
All right. Yep. Thanks, Draven. We'll talk to you soon for the pay-per-view. This was fun. I'm glad no one told anyone to go fuck themselves.
All right.
Yeah. All right. And
was I supposed to do that? I didn't get the